Hello from Hello Studios. Today we are going to talk about our Rode mixer. We have this mixer in our studio C and D, and it may look a little complicated, but we're just going to go over the basics of what you need to know to get yourself started and get your recording finished, and just some extra features you might need. So this is how you would set up your Rode mixer to record. And how we usually start is just by turning it off and on. There is a red button in the back right over there. And just make sure you turn off and on to reset it, make sure everything's good for the day. You also want to make sure you have a micro SD card inserted in the back, and it's pretty close to where the power button is, the red button. And just make sure one's there so you're collecting all your data. So a good way to start is to have all your volume faders at the bottom. These control your individual volume. The reason why this one is up right now is because I'm recording on it. So I'm going to keep this one up, and you can see that these are muted. So if I mess with them, it's not going to mess with the audio, as you can see by the channels here. And it's good to perform a sound check. So you're going to put you on your headphones, get close to your mic, not like too close, not too far away. Make sure you're right in front of it, but of course not too close up against it or anything. And what you're going to do is you're going to slowly tune yourself to how you think you should sound. If you're loud enough, not too quiet. So here I can show. So now I sound a lot more quiet. Obviously, this isn't the best audio to take. So then I increase it more and more. And that's probably good. About right there, y'all can hear me. And you don't want your audio to be too high, because if it is, your audio is going to come out super distorted. You're not going to be able to understand what people are saying. So make sure you're about at the middle or a little above that. And if you want to make absolutely sure on how you sound, what you can do is press the button here to record. Just do a quick recording just to test how you're sounding. Then I can't show it now because I'm recording on it, but you can go into the settings, and what you can press on is podcast, and it'll play the last thing recorded on the mixer. So this has to do with recording audio to our cameras. But for this channel, how ours is set up on our mixer, channel one over here, how it's like at the 50 mark, that's where you want to keep it just for recording to our cameras, the audio. That's your, well, the mixer is our backup audio for you, but that's going to be your main audio to your video. Make sure it's not too loud, too soft. And of course, we can edit it later, you can later for if you're needing it different, but that's a good base level setting. So when you're ready to record and you make sure all your volume faders are where you want it, you can mute whichever mics you're not using. As shown here, I am not using 1, 3, or 4, so I have them muted, so they're not picking up any weird audio whatsoever. And those are the main ones you have to worry about, because those are just your input channels you're using right now. So when you're ready and that's all good, you would hit record here, and as you can see, I'm already recording here, and you just start doing your podcast or whatever you need to do. So when you're done recording, all you would do is hit the record button again, and it will stop your recording. And you can go back to the settings where it says podcasts, and you can listen to it, make sure everything's good. So if you could, please reset the mixer whenever you are finished, because it might be confusing having all these settings for the next client. It's nice just to have a clean slate. And what I mean by that is make sure your channels here are unmuted, all the ones you were using, because what if someone coming in had 4 guests after me and I left these muted and they didn't notice, so then they went to record their episode and they're all muted except one. That would be awful. So please make sure you unmute all these channels, bring all the levels down to 0 so they can retune themselves. And that's about it with just making sure everything's reset. When you're done with your recording, how you would get it is you would take out that micro SD card in the back, and you can insert it into our computer in our editing station and upload the files there to your Dropbox or to your own computer, wherever you are needing. So now that we are done with our basic features, we can now go into our advanced features that we commonly work on with our clients. So these channels here are the most common ones we work with, which are just plugging in a device, plugging in your phone, and Bluetooth. And so these two have inputs in the back where you plug in your phone or any other device, and that audio will also be recorded into the mixer, and you would control it the same way. So this would control the different volumes you have for it. If you had a phone call, you wanted to record, just plug in your phone here, or if you're recording something off your computer, you can control it here. And finally, we have the Bluetooth feature here, which same setup basically, but you would go into settings here and you can pair your device and then control the audio through here of what's being recorded. And that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about the mixer, anything more advanced questions you would like to know, please ask us and we will be happy to answer them. Thank you so much.